Welcome to IPL Fantasy ChitChat, and now we are going to talk about match number 3, which is Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Royal Challengers Bangalore, the first match for both these sides, and it will be played in Dubai. Let's talk about Sunrisers 11 first of all, and the big news is, of course, David Warner is returning as captain of Sunrisers Hyderabad. He did not play the IPL in 2019. Kane Williamson was the captain. Now he returns with all his runs. He's been such a prolific scorer for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Of course, there's Johnny Bairstow, who has an entire summer of cricket underneath his belt, in fact. So let's talk about who are going to be the three standout players, or who should be the three standout players for Sunrisers Hyderabad. I would have gone with Johnny Bairstow because he's been playing in England all summer. A lot of players haven't played for the last 5-6 months, so that match sharpness is there. But professional cricketers do catch up very, very quickly. So David Warner, he's been to England as well. Now he's coming back to the subcontinental conditions, so I expect him to score a lot of runs. But of course, apart from Warner and Bairstow, the other two players, key players, could be Manish Pandey and Bhuvneshwar Kumar, because Manish Pandey has been brought into the side in the last IPL auctions by Sunrisers Hyderabad, especially for the purpose of anchoring that middle order in the batting lineup for Sunrisers. Last year with Kane Williamson and Virat Singh, they felt like they were little empty. They were little light-hearted in the middle order, especially balancing those 4, 5, 6. So Manish Pandey has had a brilliant record for Kolkata Knight Riders in the middle, and he's gone on to play international cricket thanks to that particular role. He performs that role for India in T20 cricket, batting at number 5, 6, playing that finisher. So he could play that role for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Bhuvneshwar Kumar has had a bit of a topsy-turvy pre-COVID time, the 5-6 months before the COVID lockdown happened. It was a topsy-turvy form, and some say that he's no longer the bowler he was. So it'll be interesting to see if he can again spearhead their attack, because otherwise they are just restricted to a couple of fringe Indian bowlers, and that could be a problem for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Quickly moving on to the Royal Challengers Bangalore, and this could be a very, very important season because there is always a lot of pressure, yes, but they are playing away from home. The surrounding expectations and the surrounding talk, they're playing inside a bubble, literally inside a bubble. So it could be a good year for RCB. They've made some intelligent purchases. Their squad seems a little more balanced than it usually is, especially in their bowling resources. They have brought in Aaron Finch, who's played for so many IPL franchises. He's playing for a new one this time around. His latest franchise will ask him to open the innings, of course, with Devdutt Padikkal. And this should settle the opening pair for Royal Challengers Bangalore and, bring some stability with Virat Kohli going back to 3, AB de Villiers to 4. And that top order could have a fixed look, maybe a little bit of chop and change as the season goes on, but this should be their starting 11. So who are the three players I think that could stand out for RCB in this particular season? Of course, Virat Kohli is there, AB de Villiers is there, because you can't even consider them because their impact is so big on RCB fortunes. You just cannot even consider them. Yes, if they don't fire, then RCB don't fire. So you can't even consider them. But they've always been firing. What is missing is the other players around them. So who are the three players who could play around Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers and bring RCB to perhaps the winning table, help them qualify for the knockout? So I think Aaron Finch, of course, lots of experience, leadership and batting experience in white ball format especially. So he could help Virat Kohli with some captaincy decisions, just give his inputs. But more importantly, he'll be a reliable batsman at the top of the order. Chris Morris is a very, very important buy. He was a very, very key player for Delhi franchisee over the years. And now he brings that stability in the middle order as an all-rounder, batting all-rounder, bowling all-rounder, and he will, of course, very, very vital death overs from him, because that has been a weakness for Royal Challengers Bangalore, the death overs. Similarly, Yuzvendra Chahal always needs to pick up wickets, and the tournament is being played in UAE, so you can expect a lot of wickets from him. Like Bhuvneshwar Kumar, I had mentioned previously, Chahal was not part of India's T20 plans before the COVID lockdown. In the 3-4 months before the COVID lockdown, he was not part of India's T20 plans. He was on the sidelines, didn't play as regularly, but this is going to be an important tournament for him to get back that spot. This IPL, then another IPL in March, April, and then, the Asia Cup and the T20 World Cup. So the next 15 months, very, very important for Chahal from an international point of view. And of course, if he gets a lot of wickets, then RCB do well as well. So what will be the combined fantasy 11? Again, as we saw in the Delhi and the Punjab match, this is again going to be a matchup where you have a lot of batsmen available to you, and you can pick them if you decide to go a little lightweight on your all-rounders and bowlers category. Because like I said, again, it's early days in the tournament. It'll be a different pitch, same stadium, Dubai, but different pitch. So you can expect a good batting surface. So you go all in. You bring all your best batting cards. You can pick Warner, Finch, Padikkal. Padikkal will cost less. You can have Bairstow and AB de Villiers, Virat Kohli, Manish Pandey, all of them therein. And then you want to decide who should be your captain. I will definitely pick AB de Villiers as my captain, because before the tournament started, it was announced that he would keep wickets for Bangalore. If he's keeping wickets and he's scoring those big runs, then he is accumulating points, whether RCB are in the field or RCB are batting. So AB de Villiers is going to be my captain. For a vice captaincy, again, Bairstow, he's keeping and opening the batting, so he's a good pick. But Virat Kohli is an equally good pick, because 1.5 times or twice the number of points. Virat Kohli, so consistent. Bairstow, like I said, he's had a summer of cricket behind him. He's been in very, very good form for England. And because it's going to be batting-friendly pitches, I think in the subcontinent, in subcontinental surfaces like in the UAE, he is going to score a lot of runs, especially in the first half of the tournament. Going easy on the all-rounder and the bowling department, Washington Sundar and Chahal for spin, Umesh Yadav and Khalil Ahmed. And if you're really tempted to have a very good bowler in, somebody like a Rashid Khan or a Mohammad Nabi, you could, replace them with somebody who has a batsman who has a higher number of points. You could look at Aaron Finch, or possibly maybe leaving out Johnny Bairstow or Manish Pandey. But I would, at least to start off with, would pick a batting heavy side for my fantasy team.